Launch command issued for ignition.
Launch command has been issued. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Set flight speed. Engines at maximum thrust.
And liftoff of Kate Rubins, Anatoly Ivanishin, and Takuya Onishi, now on their way to the International Space Station.
15 seconds into the flight, everything is nominal. Everything is fine on board. This is Irkut.
Good first stage performance. Soyuz delivering 930,000 pounds of thrust from its four boosters and single engine. The first stage of the Soyuz measured 68 feet in length and 24 feet in diameter, and it burns liquid fuel for the first 2 minutes and 6 seconds of flight.
Stabilization is performing as planned. Everything is fine on board.
One minute now into today's flight of the Soyuz MS-01. Velocity of the vehicle is now at 1,100 miles per hour.
Is nominal. We are fine and everything is good on board.
Minute and a half into the day's flight, everything looking good on board the Soyuz.
90 seconds.
A view here of the crew inside the Soyuz, looking at Anatoly Ivanishin and Takuya Onishi. Not seen here, but sitting next to them is Kate Rubins. And the crew here on the ground reporting that the escape tower on board the Soyuz has been jettisoned. And the Soyuz 4 strap-on boosters have also been jettisoned. They've completed their job and dropped away at an altitude of 28 statute miles. The Soyuz now traveling at about 3,350 miles an hour.
130 seconds into the flight, stabilization is nominal.
Работает
150 seconds into the flight, second stage thrusters are functioning nominally. Everything is good.
Team here on the ground reporting the launch shroud has also been jettisoned now. The rocket's altitude is 48 miles high. Three minutes and 3 seconds into the flight, everything's still going well. The Soyuz traveling at a speed of about 4,700 miles an hour. And there is Kate Rubins sitting in the left seat, waving at the camera. Soyuz core stage performing as expected.
We are watching flight engineer.
Core stage of Soyuz is 56 feet in length, 13.5 feet in diameter, and it has a single engine with 4 fuel chambers providing between 178,000 and 222,601 pounds of thrust for its 3 minutes and 28 seconds of operation. The stage will continue to burn until 4 minute and 43 second mark. Soyuz uses what's called a hot stage technique. The third stage will ignite while the second stage is still burning. This is why the Soyuz has an open area in between the second and third stages. Four minutes now into the flight, everything continuing to go as planned as the Soyuz begins making its way towards the International Space Station.
— 250 seconds into the flight. Your pitch and roll are nominal. We are feeling fine. Everything is good on board.
4 minutes and 46 seconds now into the flight. The third stage of the Soyuz is igniting, and the second stage is shutting down.
We confirm.
And we've confirmed that the core booster separated at an altitude of 105 miles or 170 kilometers. Soyuz is now being propelled by a single engine of the Soyuz's third stage. This engine is providing 67,000 pounds of thrust and will burn for 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Five minutes and 45 seconds now into flight. Everything's still looking good. Soyuz continuing to make its way into low Earth orbit on its way to the International Space Station with Kate Rubins, Anatoly Ivanishin, and Takuya Onishi aboard.
We are feeling fine. Everything is good on board.
Three
370 seconds into the flight. All parameters of the structure are nominal. Everything is good on board.
секунд, стабилизация устойчивая.
400 seconds into the flight, stabilization is performing as planned.
Seven minutes now into flight, and that single engine of the third stage continuing to work just as it should.
секунд, стабилизация устойчивая.
440 seconds into the flight, stabilization is performing as planned. We are feeling well, and everything is good on board.
Here, the crew continuing to report that everything's going well on board. The Soyuz is now going almost 13,500 miles an hour. Once the third stage delivers the Soyuz to orbit and the module is separated, there will be a series of pre-programmed commands to be executed to prepare the Soyuz for orbital operations. These stored commands are called time tag commands and allow many of the Soyuz systems to be automatically activated by onboard computers at precise times stored in the computers.
We're feeling well. Everything is good on board.
секунд, полет нормальный.
500 seconds into the flight is nominal. We are feeling fine. Everything is good on board.
Подготовьтесь к контакту отделения.
Be ready for the separation.
And the third stage separation being confirmed here on the ground. You saw the crew reacting to it on board there, and now exchanging some fist bumps. The single liquid-fueled engine is shut down and dropped away at an altitude of 125 statute miles.
Irkut, MCC Moscow, how copy?
Soyuz capsule and crew inside are now safely in orbit, and the spacecraft is automatically executing its pre-programmed commands to deploy the antennas and solar arrays.
We copy you, Moscow. Everything is fine. The heating of antennas is on. We are feeling well.
Good report there from the crew. The Soyuz is orbiting now at an altitude of about 143 miles by 118 miles. That orbit will be raised systematically over the course of the next 2 days, placing it in close proximity to the International Space Station on Friday night Central Time.